there, everybody. It does say there's some waiting, but whether you're here or not, who knows? And just on 10:30 now, and 64 degrees Fahrenheit here. So a little cool, but quite comfortable. Oh, James Bond, oh my goodness. I'm just looking at the comments here. And it's nice to see everybody who's on here. Hi there, Jim. Oh, cool. Nice to see you, SD Mountain Man. Yeah, there's always chores to do. I had a couple of chores to do this morning before I went live, so dishes to wash and a few things like that. I cooked up a lasagna last night, so, and of course I didn't complete all the washing up from that, so I had a bit to do this morning. And I did film that lasagna. It's got a 3 cheese bechamel sauce, and also I included some eggplant and some spinach in the lasagna, so, and that worked out quite well, and of course a great way to get the kids to eat their vegetables. And yeah, I'll probably get that up next week or something like that. I've still got a couple of other videos that I'm editing that I've got to get up as well. So I guess you could say I've got about 3 or 4 videos in the bank, so I'll try and get another one up, I guess for a Thursday morning upload if I can. No, well, I've only just got on here now, and yeah, there seems to be some issues at times with the platform. And I know the other day we couldn't search channels, so you know, things do seem to go wrong here at times. And everybody, please give me one of those on the way in if you can. That does help my numbers. So what's everybody been up to today? And here it's 10:33 on a Thursday morning. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, hi there, Tom. Nice to see you here, East Grand Woodsman. And Jocelyn, if you're there, could you please run the channel links for Tom, for East Grand Woodsman, and for Jim Timber? Oh, well, that's great. A hike, yeah, sounds really nice. Oh, hi there, Jamie. Nice to see you, and thanks for dropping by. Yeah, I know a lot of people are busy cooking their dinner. Oh, yes, 5:30, 4 p.m. where you are, SD Mountain Man. Well, that's really cool. So yeah, we're a fair bit ahead of you here. And yeah, could somebody please run SD Mountain Man's link here too? If you're here, Jocelyn, you might have gone. Oh, hi there, Karen. Yeah, that's cool and really nice to see you drop by, and thank you so much. And outside again today because it's not a bad sort of morning, so not too cold. Oh yes, 6:30 in Maine. Yeah. Yeah, I should have a coffee going, Tom. I had one before I started off my live stream, so I should have had another coffee, and a coffee out by the woodshed. And that's one thing I miss here, no woodshed and no wood fire, so. And of course there is something very cheerful and comforting about a wood fire, and I really, really, really miss that. But a huge thank you for all of you who have dropped by. And it's really nice to see you here, Jamie, and I must drop by and watch a few of your videos again. My alerts sort of get overwhelmed at times and things get buried, and I think we all have that same problem, that alerts get buried. Oh yes, that's good to know, Tom. Yeah, there's nothing like a good cup of coffee, and I've got a coffee review I've got to put up, and that was a fail because I was thinking that it was granulated coffee, and it was actually a mixture. And so when I did the review, the coffee got a 1 because I just made it, hot water, as you do with instant coffee. But when I turned around and made it properly in a percolator, the coffee came out at about an 8. So, oh yeah, you know how it is. I'm so. Yeah, another palpitation review, Jim. But of course I do review some cookies in that too, so there's something for those who don't drink coffee. And I do need to get onto some nice tea sometime, but they're a bit hard to get onto here. So what's everybody else been up to? And I guess, Tom, you're busy trying to catch some fish, ice fishing now, and I'm sure you've got some of your fishing shacks ready to go. Yeah, I like tea, but only like a really good tea. But I drink coffee far more than tea, and I probably prefer coffee over tea, to tell you the truth. But yeah, I don't know if I've got to comment yet. I night watched your last upload, Tom, so. Oh yes, back at the cabin for 3 weeks of fishing. Yeah, I think you mentioned that in your last video. Well, I actually prefer iced tea over hot tea too, Karen. I think it's far nicer, I think. Don't know why that is. Maybe it's the addition of a little bit of lemon or something like that. And I do love the Malaysian milk tea, but I haven't been able to get that here, so I've been missing out on that, and that's really, really brilliant. Oh yes, and that's Angel telling everybody hello, and she's my housemate's little Maltese. Yeah, iced tea is good. And I know Lipton, sometimes I get a bit lazy and I buy those bottles of the pre-made Lipton iced tea, and they have some with peach or goodness knows what, and they're quite nice. Oh yes, sounds like your Maltese, yeah. Yeah, I guess they nearly all the Maltese probably have a very similar bark, yeah. But yeah, she's a real little cutie, and oh yes, it's probably too full of sugar, yeah, but it is tasty. And their iced tea, it's better than their tea bags, but I'm not a huge fan of tea bags anyway. I think it sort of puts a bit of a papery taste in your tea, or it doesn't sort of quite taste quite right compared to a proper brewed tea. So that's my thoughts on it. But all very interesting. Oh yes, so you had below zero, so that would be below 0 Fahrenheit, I guess, Tom. And here it's 65 degrees or 64 degrees Fahrenheit, and it was probably about 50 overnight. So summer here definitely looks like it's over and we're moving into fall. And fall might be a little bit earlier this year by the look of it. Often fall, I mean officially it starts the 1st of March, but often the weather pattern only really changes end of March or sometimes even into the middle of April. Oh yes, still in full winter, yeah. Yeah, well, you're up fair bit north, so yeah, winter hangs on a bit longer for all you people. And yeah, I was watching Dale on NB88 the other day and seeing what he's up to, and I had a bit of a giggle at those turkey breasts that he put on, that they were a little bit more spicy than what he anticipated. So that was interesting, and of course he always has a good brew at the end of his videos as well. And he does drop by from time to time on my live streams or watches the video, but that sort of depends on what his internet's like. Oh, tornado warning in Minnesota somewhere, wow. I've never seen a tornado, so I've seen earthquakes. And of course, you know, we'd experience, oh yes, if it was 40 below, the coffee would freeze, yeah. When I lived in Jakarta, Indonesia, there'd often be earthquakes, and nothing very major, but you know, you'd feel them all the time. And when I first came to Melbourne, there was a very slight earthquake and everybody was panicking, and I was just laughing because I said, oh, this is nothing. What are you all panicking about? And you know, sometimes, like at one stage, I was living on the top of a huge apartment tower and there was an earthquake, and you know, you could just feel them. The top of the tower was just moving a little, and yeah, that was interesting. And of course, the time of the tsunami, I was living in Jakarta then, and of course there was no earthquake for us because we were quite far away from the epicenter. And then of course turning on the news and seeing what had happened, and oh my God. And I'd flown over the area several times, like when heading to like Bangkok or somewhere. and it was just devastated. You'd look out the plane window and the ground and everything was just all brown. Oh, hi there, Lisa. Nice to see you. Yeah, I thought you'd probably have some earthquakes in California, Karen, and you know, a slight tremor you'd probably not think much of, but you know, it's the big ones that you really worry about. And yeah, Lisa, I had a bit of a laugh and a giggle at Walt's video earlier about Beasley destroying Mr. Clown Bunny, her new toy. And so that's always quite funny. And I had a giggle at Walt sent me a short clip on Messenger how Beasley's already started to tear her new toy. So she's pretty hard on these toys, isn't she? Oh, yeah, she's a monster. Well, yeah, maybe like a toy destroying monster. Well, thank you so much, SD Mountain Man. Scott, is it? I must go and check out your channel later. And I don't know if you can run some channel links, Karen, for SD Mountain Man. Or if Lisa could. Oh yes, a new one delivered tonight and already chewed the nose off, yeah. My housemate's little Maltese, Angel, she's very, very, very hard on her toys too, and she particularly loves like floppy bunny toys, and yeah, she chews the eyes off and chews the nose and the ears off, and always gives me a giggle when I see that. But yeah, they love their toys. And I know at times, like, we'd go to the second-hand stores and whatnot. Oh yes, they love the ears, Lisa, don't they? Yeah. Yeah, Walt's busy cooking. Yeah, I did get the message earlier that he said he'd probably be cooking, but would let the live stream run while he cooked. Oh yes, the quakes. Yeah. Oh, you were in California in the mid-1990s. Wow. Oh, thank you for that, Karen, for running that link. Yeah, I know. Well, we'd get stuffed toys at the thrift store too, and they'd be like about 50 cents each, and you know, for that price, it didn't matter that she destroyed them within a few days. But made it all quite funny and interesting, and you know, you'd go and get her a new toy and oh, you could just about run a bet on, oh, how long is this toy going to last before she destroys it? But yeah, I must get busy, and well, it'll be next week. I'll edit and get this lasagna video up. Yeah, I know a lot of the thrift stores sort of weren't really open a lot of the time with, you know, everything that went on. Yeah, and this one's interesting because I made a 3-cheese bechamel cheese sauce using cream cheese, tasty cheese, and parmesan. And I also, in my lasagna, I put in a layer of eggplant and spinach. And like, this is rather a big dish, so there's lots and lots and lots of leftovers. I might just go and quickly grab the dish and show you all. Oh boy, that's heavy. That's really heavy, but that's what I cooked last night, and I've got to divvy up the rest of it and put it into plastic takeout containers and freeze it. I've probably got like about, I don't know, 6 or 8 meals here. But would feed, this recipe when I put it up, would feed a large family or a potluck, or you're going to have like lots and lots and lots of leftovers. Yeah, that's a huge deep dish. And that dish actually came from one of the thrift stores, dishes from Bain Marie's. And I find these just perfect. They're stainless steel, so they're just brilliant for baking in. I'll go and put this back and then I'll be back. Oh yes, you'd get many days out of this one, Tom. And it's one of those recipes that's not difficult to make, and you could make it in like your oven that you have in the cabin quite easily. I'll just go and put this back because it's getting heavy. And of course, yet another coffee and cookie review to film up sometime in the next few days. These are Aldi's Tim Tam, or their version of Tim Tam, so that will be interesting just to see how they compare to the normal Tim Tams. No, I didn't think you'd eat it in one sitting, Tom. No, good heavens, no. Yeah, it's an interesting name. Let's hope they turn out to be as good as what their name is. And that will be surely quite interesting. So another coffee and cookie review coming up sometime when I get round to filming it. And I do have a few videos to work on in my files, so that'll keep me busy. And I've got a leftovers with love video that I'm currently working on. I should get busy and finish editing that later today, and that's a chicken coleslaw. And just brilliant for like leftover chicken pieces, you know, when you buy those chicken pieces, southern fried chicken pieces, or you get some chicken from Chick-fil-A or KFC or what have you, and you've got some leftover pieces. So I make that into a chicken coleslaw, and with some leftover pickle juice goes into it as well, so makes things interesting. Yeah, it is a never-ending job, yes. That's so true, Karen. But anyways, it's all fun and games. And of course, Mr. Crow speaking up in the distance here. And I don't know if you can hear all the birds around here today or not. It's sometimes a bit hit and miss what the microphone will pick up. And I'm sure you've got a few more projects that you're working on, Karen, and probably another live stream as well, a cooking live stream. Oh, beef stew. Oh, but out of pearl onions. A red onion, yeah, that'll be fine. I mean, what I'd do with like your red onion, like you do with most onions, Lisa, is I'd actually sweat off the onion first and half caramelize it, and it will give a really nice flavour in your beef stew. And you can use just about any onions, it doesn't really matter. And you know, sometimes in the stew I'll even use like spring onions or shallots. But you know, shallots are often very expensive, unfortunately, and I love the flavour of them. But you know, I wouldn't really worry too much about what onions you have. They will all work, and so okay, well, have a great time, Jim, and take care, and thank you so much for coming by. Oh yes, you use like the red onions as a salad onion. Yeah, well, red onions, they'll cook really fine. They're probably not quite as strong as like your brown onions, but they work really, really well. Yeah, pearl onions, well, it's something I very rarely use because, as Karen said, yeah, lazy to peel them. And they're often quite expensive because they're sold as pickling onions here. So, you know, if I get busy and peel a heap of them, I'm usually wanting them to pickle them. And many of you may laugh, but when I buy like pickled bread and butter cucumbers or dill cucumbers or what have you, I save the pickle juice, and then later on I'll pickle some onions or pickle some cucumber or whatever I have on hand. Oh yes, that's cool, Jamie, and thank you so much for that. And you know, I'll also use the pickle juice for salad dressing, and I never throw it out. It's too good to throw out, I think. And I don't know if you've ever done that, Karen, reuse the pickle juice to pickle something or as a salad dressing, but it is really something that works quite well. And the other day I actually filmed chopping up some onions and putting them in the pickle juice. Oh yes, well that's another really good use for it too, Karen. I forgot about the marinade, and oh yeah, it'd be just brilliant. I've never tried that with chicken, so I must try it. I've only ever like marinated chicken in like you know, your normal sauces, or like buttermilk or Greek yogurt or something like that, depending on the recipe. So definitely I've got to try the pickle juice for marinating the chicken, and that's a really good point, Karen. Oh yes, half pickle juice and half buttermilk. Yeah, wow, that sounds interesting. And I must try that. Yeah, I've done the buttermilk before, and especially like when I mix, you know, a couple of herbs and spices in with the buttermilk. And I found that works really well. And I've also done the same with turkey too. Like, you know, if I've had some turkey thighs or some turkey breasts or something like that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to try that, yeah. Yeah, it would have, and it would sort of cut through any fattiness really nicely too. And I could actually see that working really well with pork. And especially like if you've got a fairly fatty sort of pork cut, like pork belly or something like that. I'd sit it in the dish with the skin uppermost and then put that in, and being careful not to cover the skin, and I'm sure that would work brilliantly. I must try it and make a video of it next time pork belly's on special. The pork belly's a little bit expensive at the moment, about $10 a pound. And you can get it for here when it's on special for about $5 or $6 a pound if you're lucky. So I'll wait until it's on special before I do that. But yeah, so many different recipes and so many different ideas. So, and it's nice to come onto a live and exchange some ideas and see what everybody's up to. Oh yeah, you're hungry. Well, for me it's another hour or so until lunchtime, so I'll hang on till then, I guess. And maybe some leftover lasagna just warmed over, and think of something else to eat tonight. Butter swim biscuits. Wow. Yeah, I've never heard of that. I must look that up. And I wonder if that's if that would be similar to my savoury biscuits. They're my first biscuits and gravy recipe that I made, well, probably a year back or a year and a half back, and I always make my biscuits from scratch, of course, and in the flour mixture I incorporated some tasty cheese, and that really made some nice biscuits. Quite similar to what the English would call savoury scones. And of course I made a gravy to go on top of that, so biscuits and gravy. And you know, it's a favourite that gets a run here in my kitchen from time to time. Oh wow, yeah, that sounds really interesting. Yeah, a whole stick, yeah. I wish butter was cheaper here. It's so expensive here, so a lot of recipes don't get made that should get made with butter because, you know, just, oh yes, planes, trains, automobiles. Or helicopters in this case. But, you know, a stick of butter is like about $3 to buy a stick of butter. And you can buy like a 1 pound tub of margarine. Wow, you're so lucky. 4 sticks of butter, about $2.78. Wow, that's cheap. But yeah, $3 for a stick of butter, a pound of butter, if I can buy it on special. Yeah, they call it tasty cheese. Well, it's aged English cheddar, which that's what tasty cheese actually is. And you know, the cheapest margarine is like for, you know, $1 for a pound of margarine for the cheapest margarine, but I don't like margarine much, so I sort of avoid buying it if I can. I much prefer the natural butter, to tell you the truth. But you know, a pound of butter is often like about $5.50 or $6. Oh, hi there, Hal and Harry. Nice to see you. Yeah, well, I don't really like margarine much, and yeah, waxy taste. Well, somebody once told me that margarine is like about 1 or 2 molecules away from being plastic, so it sort of probably explains the waxy taste. And you know, that waxy taste that you buy, that you also have from like dollar store chocolates. Not nice. But yeah, I only ever bought chocolates once from the dollar store, and I got caught on how awful it actually was, and ended up throwing most of them out. They were so horrible. They were just waxy and plasticky in taste, and didn't taste of chocolate at all. So, you know, never again to buy chocolate from the dollar store here. Yeah, well, I think it's the wax that they put in them. Yeah, Karen. I'm sure they're just brown coloured wax. There's no taste of chocolate, and you know, not a very nice sort of texture in the mouth. But I bet they'd be just as dangerous as normal chocolate if your pets got hold of them, so I sort of didn't leave them laying around, and threw them securely in the bin where little Munchkin can't get to it. But yeah, they are pretty awful. And talking about dollar stores, if any of you have seen Peggy and Andy's last dollar store challenge video, where Andy made this casserole, and well, it actually looked quite good in the video, but it turned out to taste rather awful. And their theory was that the canned asparagus was not at all good in the casserole, so that's well worth catching, that video, and you'll get a bit of a giggle there with that one. And apparently the chickens ate very well. But yeah, they don't sort of have any real food in the dollar stores here, so you know, maybe some cheap packets of chips and cheap chocolates and cheap candies, the occasional can of drink. But you know, more a lot of cheap kitchen implements. And actually, I found the dollar store a good place to get my pizza trays, because you know, only $1 or $2, and when they get, you know, as the oil builds up and bakes into them, well, it's not a big hassle to throw them out when they've only cost $1 or $2. Yeah, there's named brand like shampoos and that sort of stuff in the dollar store, and I think that's often like where the company sort of made a labelling mistake, or it's an overrun or something like that. But our dollar stores, I've also found that some of the named goods probably aren't genuine because they seem very watered down to your normal, you know, to the palm olive that you'd get from the supermarket or what have you. So, you know, there could be some counterfeit goods or copy goods or what have you in the dollar stores as well. I guess we'll never know. And, you know, often I find, you know, like if I buy the dollar store shampoos or body washes, even though they're named brands, they're often nowhere near as good as the named brands that you get from the supermarket or what have you. So I do wonder about where they really come from. And of course, here we go, another fly through the helicopters from you-know-who. I really do wonder and think, you know, shouldn't those guys be out catching robbers or something like that? But it's sort of a constant here that they're flying by because we're only like about a block back. I think probably like about 300 or 400 yards from the beach. Yeah, they don't work well for some reason. You know, they might be the named brand, but they don't seem to work very well, so I do wonder, you know, is it really, you know, Dove, or is it really Palmolive or Nivea or what have you? But actually I found, you know, like the body wash and the liquid hand soaps that you get from Aldi aren't really that bad, and you know, they're often about $1 cheaper than the supermarkets, their brand, so I've often been getting those. Yeah, I bet, Tom, yeah, because of the border nearby. Yeah, although, you know, I sort of wonder, oh, who they that worried about coming in from Canada? Yeah. Angel, she's having another talk to us all. You know, we just have the helicopters flying by because they're trying to catch people not social distancing and stuff like that. So, I'm more worried about keeping you in. Yeah, who knows? Maybe they're worried about keeping us in too because, you know, they're thinking that a lot of people might sort of start getting on boats and just out of here. Although they'd be floating for a while on a boat because this place, it's that far from anywhere. And, you know, New Zealand's probably the nearest other country to down here at the bottom, and I can't really see too many wanting to go to New Zealand with, you know, similar restrictions. They're probably more flying around over the north of the country, sort of being close to Papua New Guinea and Indonesia. Oh yes, okay, yeah, yeah, I know what you mean, Tom, and sadly we can't sort of discuss that too much on this platform either, the way things are these days. Oh, hi there, Jocelyn. Nice to see you. Great that you could drop by, Hope for Life. I saw you on the comments while you were waiting, or everybody was waiting for me to go live, and I guess you had to go and make some supper or do something, and which I totally understand. Outside again today because the weather's actually not that bad. Oh yes, dinner time there, yep. And I'll see what the weather is here now, or the temperature. And we've jumped up to 66 degrees, so oh, it's a heat wave. So it's quite pleasant sitting out here with a t-shirt. And Karen or Jocelyn, if you could please run Hal and Harry and the Prairies channel, and also East Grand Woodsman's channel in the links. Oh, I don't know what that noise is. Somebody's flying or doing something. And, that's just a constant around here. And then you get like people out on the beach with those funny little, hang glider things and whatnot. Yeah, 72 there tomorrow. Wow. And I think the top today they're talking about maybe 70 here, so the summer is definitely over. And I guess you missed before I was showing everybody, Jocelyn, my lasagna that I made last night, and I did film that as well. So maybe next week I'll get that one up. Oh yes, so your clocks go ahead on Sunday. Yeah, our clocks will be a while before they drop back. They sort of leave this daylight saving hang on for as long as possible, and even now. Oh, you're welcome, Harry, yeah. Even now, like, it's about 7 a.m, the sun's rising now in the daylight saving time, and it's sort of getting past time when they should set the clocks back. But I'm sort of one. I always said, oh, why do they dick around with the clocks? So you should just leave it on the real time, and offices and whatever could always open an hour early in the summer and close an hour early. Instead of changing the clock, why not change the official hours of work? But the government loves to dick around with things, so you know how it is. And, I'm sure that there's a lot of lost production, when they dick around with the clock, because, everybody's very grumpy for the week or 2 weeks after they've changed the time. You know, everybody's body clock's trying to catch up, so they're all rather grumpy. And you know, of course, when they bring the clock forward and you've missed out on that hour's sleep, it does sort of, you know, make for trouble. Yeah, thank you, Jocelyn, for running Jamie's channel link as well. And you know, of course, you know, talking about a coffee, if somebody would like to buy me a coffee, that's always most welcome. And what I get from from people buying me a coffee is I put it towards filming gear. And you know, recently I've got like another tripod, so I've got 2 tripods, a ring light. I put some towards this phone that I'm using, so you know, it does help me out, and it does allow me to get some more gear. And I would like a DSLR camera, you know, to film with, so that would be really brilliant. So you know, if anyone buys me a coffee, that will go towards a new camera, and also like a new microphone, a wireless microphone. And that's one thing about YouTubing, there's always something that we need just to make it better, you know, our videos better. Or oh, hi there, Todd, thank you for coming by. Oh yes, that sounds a tough one, yeah. Trying to copy and paste while eating at the same time. I guess that's what you call multitasking, is that right? I think we've all done things. Or, you know, trying to do something while you're holding the camera and filming. And thank goodness for tripods. I mean, that, you know, tripods made my life a lot easier. And another thing I need for, like, when I'm walking around, I need a gimbal. That would make my life a lot easier too for filming and YouTubing. So yeah, I've got quite a list of all the different requirements and equipment I need. And yeah, we must remind everybody that Tom has got a list. He's wanting a snow dog to help with his off-grid life and YouTubing. So, you know, if everybody could check out Tom's channel and give him plenty of watch hours and plenty of views, and share his channel around, because he's now monetized, I believe. So you know, if he's got plenty of people watching, well, that will help with his ad revenue. So, you know, share his channel around. Oh yes, Todd had a real beauty I watched last night with that rattlesnake, and yeah, he had quite an intimidating stare, that rattlesnake. And just really brilliant videos, because I love to watch them. I don't want to be watching them, you know, in real life up to my face like that, but to watch them on video like that is just really, really, really fascinating. Oh yes, a new computer so you can live stream. Yeah. Yeah, I've never live streamed with a computer, so. Oh, you're most welcome, Tom. Most welcome. You know, if by giving you some advertisement. If that helps you out a bit, well, that's always brilliant. Yeah, I find something, I mean, I don't want them in my house or anything, but I find something very interesting in watching snakes and gators and all things like that. And there must be a little dog out on the walking track that Angel's got to tell off. But yeah, you know, I've never streamed with my computer. I just do it from my phone, and oh yes, you need 1K for the phone. I wonder if you could get the Streamlabs app or what have you for your phone to do it. You know, Streamlabs or whatever, those sorts of apps, you might be able to do it through your phone with that app. Yeah, thank you so much, Todd. I really appreciate you tuning in and supporting my channel by watching. I really do appreciate that, and I do need more watch hours. I checked and I'm now up to 1,800 watch hours, so that's another 2,200 watch hours I need before I can monetize my channel. I mean, of course, I've got the followers. You know, I've got over 1,000 followers, but now the big thing is the watch hours. So, you know, if I could build up these watch hours, and oh, it'd be lovely if one of my videos went viral and, you know, just built up those watch hours in, you know, just one hit like that. It would be just lovely, but fingers are crossed, but it's just not happening. And, you know, I have heard that does happen to some people, but, you know, I think it's just more luck than good management or anything like that. And my last video where I just took a piece out of a live stream where I was talking about adoption, I kept that, I put that up and I had it unlisted for a day, and, you know, just shared it on some adoptee groups, you know, just so, you know, everybody could have a chance of watching and whatnot. Oh, I'm not going to skinny dip in that creek, Jocelyn. The water's not really that clean, and it is rather cold, the water, so yeah, I think I'll pass on that one. And, you know, especially now with the weather cooling down, the water's getting even cooler. But yeah, I've just got to laugh at that one. I think I'll give skinny dipping a pass. Well, yeah, well, it's funny what some things that do go viral, though, that, you know, aren't necessarily that controversial. Yeah, that's cool, Tom. Yeah, I guess, you know, you probably have to give Missy a bit of a outside break too. She probably needs a potty break. Well, a makeup tutorial, yeah. Yeah, I thought that might have been, Tom, yeah, that your dog wanted to go out. Yeah, I'd need my housemate to do the makeup tutorial. She's probably better at that than me. And you know, there's plenty of others who are much, 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 much better at that than me. So I'll let them do that. And you know, Karen, I must say, you're really lucky that you've got a cameraman. Your cooking live streams have really gone quite well from what I've seen. Yeah, get that. Yeah, I can't. The only thing is, I can't sort of really interact with anybody while I'm cooking because you know, I don't have a camera person or, you know, somebody who could read out the comments while I'm doing it. So maybe in time to come, when you know, if I do have somebody, well, you know, that could be done. And yeah, I've still got to get that grill out and do a cooking outdoors video. And I thought, oh yeah, I might just put that grill in my backpack, but I need a bigger backpack. My backpack's a little bit small to carry it. So, you know, but I will get that done in the next week or two, a cook up outdoors. So, you know, I've still got the rest of the venison to cook up. I've got that sitting in my freezer. I've eaten about half of it and oh my God. I hadn't had venison for years and I'd forgotten just how good venison is. And this one was wild harvested venison and about $15 or $16 a pound. Yeah, poor Bambi. Well, poor Bambi was rather delicious, I must say. But you know, I cooked it up medium rare, and oh, it was just brilliant. Oh, Thumper too. Yeah, I forgot about Thumper. Yeah. But yeah, I guess we eat a lot of characters that are popular in the cartoons and the movies, don't we? You know, I always have a bit of a giggle at Peppa Pig because I think, oh, Peppa Pig, you're bloody delicious. And you know, I actually made a video, Pepper Pork. And yeah, that's the different birds. I think they're Rosellas or something. And of course, you know, I thought, oh, when I made that Pepper Pork, I better not tag it Peppa Pig because it would probably upset a lot of kids and that. So I didn't tag my pork recipe Peppa Pig just for that reason. Although it may get a lot of views if I did that. But yeah, you know, Peppa Pig was quite delicious too. Yeah, it might go viral, but it might sort of get a lot of, you know, complaints and red flags too, just for the tagging. So whether I go there and just make it an 18+ video, but of course 18+ videos, there's never a chance of being able to monetize those. So you can't ever make a an 18+ video and hope to monetize it. And you know, videos made just for kids is another thing. Well, you can't monetize them either, so it's best just to keep making videos for all, and you know, just put an age rating on your normal videos if you've got a bit of a controversial subject. And I do have a knife unboxing and review that I've got to work on too. And you know, whether I set that video as at 18 plus or not, I don't know. Oh yes, so yeah, well, thanks for dropping by, Jocelyn. Yeah, you'd better feed the hungry horde, or you know, they won't let you forget about it. So yeah, but yeah, take care, Jocelyn, and thanks for dropping by. Oh, cool. Thanks, Todd. Yeah. Yeah, you've always got something to do, I know, and you did say you're in a meeting, so it's great that you can let this run. That's much appreciated. And we got something else flying around. That's really the day of people flying around. And that's a small helicopter, so I don't know who or what that is. I'm guessing that's a private one. You know, interesting what you see here. So what's everybody got planned for dinner or supper tonight? Since we've done a lot of talking about what everybody's been cooking and what I've been cooking, it's always interesting to know what everybody's got on their menu for tonight or for later in the week. Oh yes, pizza. So did you make it yourself, Jamie, or was it a takeout pizza? And I definitely won't be back at Pizza Hut in a real hurry after my last time there, which I did review their pizzas. I've got to review Domino's pizzas sometime and make a review video of Domino's pizzas. Oh yes, beef stew tomorrow. Yeah, that sounds really yummy, Lisa. Oh yes, a store-bought pizza. Yeah, I sometimes do it too. You know, they take the supermarket pizza and then I end up putting more stuff on the top of them to spark them up a bit, and they don't sort of they end up not really being that cheap then. Once you add some extra cheese and some extra pepperoni and some extra vegetables or whatever to make them taste better. And I think often, you know, it's better if I make the pizza dough and make the pizzas completely from scratch, I'll get a far nicer pizza. But you know, it's just a time factor. Yeah, the store-bought pizzas always have very little cheese on them, and definitely need more cheese added. And you know, I've often found the store-bought pizzas, they don't have enough tomato paste or barbecue sauce or whatever, you know, depending on the pizza flavour. So you have to add some more of that. So, you know, your supermarket pizzas might be only a couple of dollars, but you end up spending an extra $5 or $6 or $10 on extra ingredients to make them taste any good. And you know, at that you think, oh, I might have just been better off ordering a takeout, or if I made, you know, the pizza crust and added just the ingredients that, you know, the extra ingredients on top of a pizza crust that I made myself. Yeah, they are very, very skimpy on their toppings, and often the name brands are no real better than the supermarket brands. Oh yes, a jungle and an airport, yeah. Yeah, well, they fly up and down the creek and up and down the beach, which is, you know, it's not really that far away from where I am. Gourmet. Well, I guess that must be a brand of supermarket pizza or something that you have. Well, none of ours here are really that good. Oh yes, breakfast for dinner, eggs, sausage, and cheesy hash browns. Yeah, well that sounds really, really delicious, yeah. And you know, some of those things are noisy bugger. And yeah, some of those things that are called breakfast foods, well, you know, rightfully you can eat them any time of the day. You know, they call egg and bacon rolls breakfast food, but, you know, that's something that I'll make for dinner at times. Oh, I thought, oh my goodness, he's not going to circle back, is he? Makes it really fun to film or run a live stream, all that stuff flying around. Yes, send up an SOS, yeah. Yeah, an SOS might bring more of them. We wanted anti-SOS, whatever that is. Helicopter, go away, come back another day, sort of thing. But you know, they really get quite noisy around here, so. And you know, even when I'm filming, you know, something inside, and oh, there's another one, and I've got to try to edit that out, or stop filming and then film that section again because the helicopter or whatever was making a racket. And I'm sure everybody who makes YouTube videos can see that and have experienced that with outside noises that aren't really that welcome, or the neighbours kicking up a din, or keeps things really, really, really interesting. And I think I'm going to have to go and raid my fridge for a drink too. Too much talking and gives me a dry throat. And I'll go and run these back inside while I'm doing that, so I'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes. Oh, definitely better to have a drink. And they're still flying around. Oh yes, to keep a drink nearby, yeah. Yeah, I finished my coffee earlier, and I probably should have made another coffee to have when I started. Stay thirsty, my friend. Yeah, there's a commercial like that here for a liquor store. And the Thirsty Camel, or whatever they call the liquor store, which I've never been in that liquor store. There's not one right near here, and Dad Murphy's is probably the easiest one, or the supermarket liquor stores, so they're the ones I sort of go to. And Dad Murphy's, or what we call sometimes as a joke, Dirty Dan Murphy's, there's quite a good range of international beers and drinks. Hi there, Travis. Nice to see you. So if somebody could please run Travis's channel, Shasta Valley Outdoors. Yeah, nice to see you, Travis, and thank you so much for coming by. And, you know, we've got a few people around here today, so we now been running the live stream for an hour and 20, and we may run out the live stream to 2 hours, depending on who sticks around. But not quite a nice day here, Travis, and 66 degrees. So, you know, it's looking like the summer is over and done with here. Oh yes, got 5 minutes to sit down, yeah. Yeah, all good, and yeah, you're probably running around with supper time as well. So, what have you been up to today, Travis? Oh yes, moving your grandmother's antique bottle collection. Wow, that sounds interesting. Yeah, I bet a lot of headaches with moving that you don't accidentally crack something or break something. And I could imagine wrapping everything up to, you know, make it safe. It's probably, you know, more work in that than actually moving. Yeah. Oh, yours, but yeah, come from your grandma, yeah. And I like to see the old bottles. They're really quite interesting, and there's some really beautiful old bottles that really interesting. Oh yes, they were mostly wrapped already, but a truck bed full. Wow. And we've got another lot flying around, and that seems to be an ultralight helicopter thing. Oh, it's like a bloody airport here today. It sort of makes you wonder, well, what's brought them all out? Yeah, it's one of the joys of YouTubing though. As soon as you go live or as soon as you start filming something, they're bound to be flying around here. It's sort of one of the big joys of running a YouTube channel, which I'm sure that everybody here can attest to. Or the neighbours start making a racket or playing the radio or their music loud or what have you, and then I've got to do some clever editing here because, you know, you get about 2 bars of a song and next thing you've got a copyright strike, which of course, you know, they don't sort of think of course. You know, but, you know, if they play it loud, it's sort of, that's what happens. Yeah, so keep some for sediment, but so many, yeah. And sometimes with those old bottles, I mean, if the right people see them, they can be worth a lot of money too, so sort of fingers crossed that if you do sort of sell some, that you do quite well. Oh yes, well that's cool, Karen. I totally understand, and there's times I've missed live streams because I've been filming a cooking video or something myself, so and another one, goodness me. Yeah, it's just a constant today with all the helicopters and the aircraft. They must have all known that I was going to be filming or running a live stream. Oh yes, those Busterz biscuits, yeah, they really sound cool. Oh, thank you, Jamie. I mean, this is only an old t-shirt that I just dug out to put on after my shower, so it's sort of getting to the end of its days. I mean, I've got a hole here, for goodness sakes, so it's just one of those things that I'll wear around home. And, you know, dug these leggings out today too that I hadn't worn for a while, so don't know if you can see that. I dug them out. And of course, you know, I've got to get some more leggings again. They sort of seem to be something I'm always having to get. But I probably more often wear leggings than wearing jeans, to tell you the truth. Leggings, or also known as yoga pants or gym pants, they sort of are something that are quite handy to have in the wardrobe. Oh yes, thank you, Jamie. Yeah, well, I sort of went for comfort today, yeah. Oh yes, you live in them, but yeah, they are so handy. And I've got to have a bit of a sort through some of my clothes and send another lot off to Goodwill. You know, if it's something that I haven't worn for a year, unless it's something special, I'll sort of send it off, because otherwise it's just taking up space. And especially, you know, like if it's, you know, your more generic clothes that you've got from Kmart or what have you, well, I'll send them off to Goodwill and find a Goodwill shop that'll take them. And, you know, you sort of really wonder about the Goodwill shops with their clothing. I look through their clothing and, you know, they put like $4 or $5 on a top, and a top that's on sale in Kmart when it's on sale for like about $3 or $4, brand new. And you know, with all their goods donated to them, sometimes they sort of get a bit greedy on the pricing, I feel. Yeah, I think it's like that everywhere, Lisa. I'm sure. You know, the Goodwill shops, they get things given to them for free, and then they put such a high price on the stuff. Oh yes, a t-shirt and sweats. Yeah, I can totally understand that. But yeah, you know, you sort of, sometimes when you're at work or whatever, you sort of got to wear clothes that are not really that comfortable. So, you know, it's always nice to find something a bit more relaxing to wear. And it looks like Angel's got to tell off somebody walking along the creek again. Oh yes, well that's all cool. I think we all get a bit like that at times, Lisa, I'm sure. You know, it's all fine and all good fun on a live stream. But you know, I'm sure we all get a bit tired and loopy at times. I know if I premiere a video and it's generally going live at 3 a.m, you know, to catch all of my viewers' convenient time for watching, and I'm sometimes a bit loopy too. I have to set the alarm so that I wake up at 3 for when this video goes, you know, that I'm premiering goes live. Oh yeah, too early, but you know, what can I do with such a crazy time difference? I mean, for all of you it's Wednesday evening, but here it's just on midday now on Thursday, so you know, it's just such a crazy time difference. Oh yes, you live in sweatpants, but you can't tell. Yeah, well, you know, that's how it is. Oh, closer to Friday than we are here, yeah. But then, you know, Lisa, a negative of that is we're also closer to Monday. So, you know, 6 of one, half a dozen of another. And, you know, you're like when your weekend's on, you know, you're Sunday and we're Monday already, and you think, oh. But yeah, I don't have any pets myself, but my housemate, she's got a little Maltese, and her name's Angel, and yeah, she's really a little angel, and sometimes a bad angel when she wrecks something, or does a lot of barking, but you know, that's all the joys and fun of having a pet around. Oh yes, your last video you filmed in your PJs. Yeah, well, you know, I could do that too at times. You know, especially if it's like a cooking video where I'm not showing myself. And, you know, I don't really have room in my kitchen to sort of set up a multiple angles for showing myself, so I sort of, you know, have to wait for a live stream or what have you to show myself. But you know, that's all cool. But you know, like the size of my kitchen's basically, it's not very big. You know, and to have an island in your kitchen would be really quite good for YouTubing and filming. And you know, like the setup that you have, Karen, you've got an island set up where you can do everything, and of course having your husband as a cameraman really helps. Oh yes, an 8-year-old miniature red male dachshund. Wow. But you know, my dream is to move to the States, and is to move in a nice place where I could sort of, you know, easier film. But you know, fingers crossed for that, I guess you could say. But yeah, the sun's coming out now, but it's still cloudy, so it's not going to get too hot, so that's a plus. And I certainly hope that the 80 degrees and plus is finished. And yeah, it looks like it should be 68 degrees at the moment, and talking about a top of 70, so that's not hard to take at all when the temperature's like that. And yesterday a top of 72 and yeah, a low of 52 overnight, so yeah, that's not too bad at all. But I guess for most of you now, things will start to warm up. And especially if your clocks are changing. It sort of, you know, seems to be the time that things seem to warm up. So, you know, it's all very interesting. You'll be springing ahead an hour, and we'll be falling back an hour soon. So, but I think ours falls back, I think, in about April. I think end of March, early April. I think ours will fall back. And, you know, it'll be nice to have some light in the morning again. And, you know, it's now sort of dark in the morning, sort of. The sun's only really rising now at 7. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this daylight saving either. It does say here, sunrise 7:13 a.m. and sunset 7:44 p.m. So yeah, after 7 before the sun rises. So it's really time now that it should have been. We should have been falling back an hour. But that will never happen because, you know, the governments love their daylight saving too much, so that won't ever happen. Yeah, thank you, Karen, and I much appreciate you dropping by. Yeah, I guess the king is home, so you've got to get supper on the go ready for him. But thank you so much for coming by, and I really appreciate it. So take care, Karen, and have a great evening. So, you know, everybody's probably got a few things to do, so I'll probably run this live stream another 15 minutes and then call it a day. We've been live about. Yeah, that's cool, Jamie. Thank you so much for coming by, and I really appreciate it. So yeah, I'll probably run for another 15 minutes and then call it a day for the live stream because everybody's got things to do. Yeah, Harry, I must ask, have those pigs gone through that gateway yet, or are they still scared of that electric wire? And I grew up on a farm, so I sort of know about animals and electric wires. If it's somewhere where they're supposed to go, they'll think the wire is still there, but if the electric wire stops working for whatever reason, they'll be out of their pen or out of where they're supposed to be in a flash. That's what I found anyway, that, you know, if you want them to go somewhere where there was an electric wire and you've taken it down, they won't go. But, you know, if it's somewhere where the electric wire stops working and they're not supposed to go, well, you can be sure that they'll be out on the road or out into the garden or out somewhere where they're not supposed to go. you know. Oh, yes, yes. You're just trying to stay awake until 7:30. Yeah, so they're all finally in the pen. Yeah. Well, that's good that you finally got them where you want them to go, and I'm sure they'll have a fair bit of work eating the grass and everything in the new pen, so that'll be interesting. So who have we still got here watching? I know that we've got Harry, Karen and Jamie have had to go. Oh yes, nice to see you still here, Lisa. And Walt's still cooking, I guess. Yeah, listing. Well, that's cool. And you're probably keeping an eye on Beasley as well. I'm sure she's keeping you all entertained. Oh yes, the fresh ground will help with regaining the weight. Yeah, well, I'm sure it will. Yeah, you know, some fresh feed, and I'm sure it will help them. And you know, I guess they can just go and fill up between feeds on the grass. So you know. But I guess, you know, you've probably got a couple sort of getting close to being ready to going to freezer camp too. Oh yes, taking Beasley out for a walk and a moonlight mushroom hunt. Wow, that sounds cool. And you know, of course, a good walk to you know, let her do her business as well before you go to bed. Oh yes, so you have two scheduled for May the 20th. So yeah, a little bit of time yet for them yet, yeah. And I guess there's someone else walking along the creek and walking their dog, because Angel always likes to tell them who's boss. And she's up above on the balcony, so she gets good view of the walkway along the creek. So she sees every dog that walks along there with their mom or their dad. So she lets them all know that she's the boss. And what are you doing? Oh yes, Vicious Angel. Yeah, well, she's really a little sweetie though. She's really a little sweetie. And, you know, she has showed up in a couple of my videos, but only a couple. And you know, of course, if Carol comes down and introduces you all to her, could see her again. And you know, watching Beasley destroy her toys Reminds me of how Angel destroys her toys, and Bunny with no eyes and Bunny with no ears and Bunny with no nose. Or, she's got the squeaker out of one of her toys, and I think, yep, I've seen this all before. And so it gives me a giggle. It's quite funny to watch them. And, she'll actually even shake her toys and thump them against the wall at times. So, her toys are probably very durable to last as long as they do. Yeah, I think I saw Beasley doing something very similar in the videos. Yeah, she certainly gives them a hard time, and it's funny. I don't know if you noticed that I disconnected and reconnected. It's funny, at about an hour and 52 or an hour and 50 or thereabouts, the live stream always disconnects and reconnects. It must be sort of some threshold of file size or video length or whatever that it does that. I hadn't run a 2-hour live stream for a couple of weeks, so I'd sort of forgot about that happening. But we'll probably just let this run to till it's 2 hours, and then I'll cut off the live. And it's quite interesting to see the watch time that I get from some of these lives. Sometimes it can be quite a nice little stack of watch hours compared to some of the normal videos, and not as much work as a normal video either, because you just sit here and talk and read text basically, and I don't have to set anything up to film, or I don't have to go and edit after, so sometimes it is quite easy. And it's interesting to note that within the last week, Creator Studio, it used to show minutes viewed, and it's changed to hours on mine now. So whether it's a threshold, or whether it changed for everybody, or whether it's just been sort of hit and miss on what everybody's had. Yeah, so Harry, what's your watch hour show when you open Creator Studio? Does it show it in minutes, or does it show it in hours? Yeah, yours is showing hours now. Yeah, maybe it was some new update in the Creator Studio that had just done it for everybody. Yeah, because up to about a week ago, mine was showing minutes, and you're trying to work out what's so many thousand minutes in hours, and now it's showing hours, so maybe it changed for everybody. Yeah. but then, on the Creator Studio, there must have been another update recently too, because your little thumbs up and thumbs down are different colors now when you click on that for responding to people's comments on the Creator Studio. And on my own videos, I generally reply to the comments using Creator Studio instead of doing it on YouTube directly. Because I get the comments on there in order, because I don't always get comments at the same time on the one video. Somebody's watched a different video, so I can sort of just go and respond to them. And I often get a bit busy and don't always get around to writing a reply, but I always make sure that I'll click on the thumbs up and the heart on people's comments. And there might be the odd comment that I miss putting a heart on, but that's generally because the comment's a bit or from a channel that's a bit dodgy. So there's a couple of channels that are known for watching like about 30 seconds of your video, and then dropping a comment sort of based on the thumbnail. And I'm not a huge fan of people who do that. Well, I'll try and respond to all honest comments. I don't always get around to it at times, so, but I will always put like the heart comment on every honest comment. But like, I always make it a point that every video that I open, I watch start to finish. And like, if I miss somebody's live stream and I run it later, I'll run it in completion, because I do as I would like others to do to me with my videos. So I'll watch everything I open from start to finish. So some of these people that watch only 30 seconds, they can be watching hundreds of videos in a day, 30 seconds, and that's probably how they're growing their channel. But they're not getting honest numbers, because once people work out how they sort of do things, well, they drop out, because they know that these people are playing the system. Well, that's true, Harry. I mean, there's times where you start watching a video, and then you've got to go and do something. Well, I just pause the video and go and do what I've got to do, and then come back and start again. I mean, we all know that happens sometimes. Sometimes you can't sort of watch the whole video just at the one time, because you've got something else you're doing as well. So just pausing the video and starting it again, it's all good. And as far as I know, if somebody pauses a video and then starts again, that does, it still counts as a full watch. And like people who are monetized, I'll let ads run. I don't sort of click off the ads or anything. I'll let them run, because know, hopefully they sort of get, you know, get what they deserve for that. Because, you know, we all need to survive, so, you know, if somebody's monetized and the ads are running, yeah, you should really, you know, do the right thing and let them run. Or if you really hate ads, well, pay for the premium that they will get paid for the ads in. Instead, you know, when you hear of people putting like pop-up blockers and ad blockers and whatnot, and you think, well, you know, doing this sort of thing, yes, you hate the ads, but it does really hurt the creator. Anyways, I guess everybody's getting a bit tired and a bit sleepy, so it's getting towards time that I'll cut off the live stream. So another minute or two, and we'll end this live stream. And I do always appreciate everybody who comes by. Yeah, thank you, Harry. Have a great night. And everybody else who's watching, I'll thank you all for watching. And thank everybody else who's been on board here. So, you know, take care. Goodbye, and God bless, and until next time, bye-bye. Yes, bye, Lisa, thank you.